Hey guys, it's Wednesday afternoon and we have another great Speedway chat show. How are you, Wilbur? You good?
I'm doing great, Jerry. How are you?
Pretty good. It's just started raining here. My office has a flat roof and it's bouncing off the roof. So if any of you can hear that rain, there is not a lot I can do about that. I'm really sorry. What's been happening, Wilbur? What'd you get for Christmas?
Oh, well, you know what? Got some new hoodies and new watches and stuff like that. So it's cool to spend Christmas with the family here. And now we're talking about potential lockdowns again. It's a little bit weird what's going on right now. But I'm excited for today's show to hear all of our contestants to win the Spikes giveaway. It's gonna be awesome. And what did you get for Christmas, Jerry?
I got a load of clothes. When you get to my age, you sort of get random stuff. I got clothes. I also got a Harley Davidson Lego toy. So
Not too shabby.
That was pretty cool. So most of my Boxing Day was spent putting together Lego, which was all right.
Did you end up finishing it?
Oh yeah, I finished it. Yeah, it looks good. I've just got a message from one of the riders that's not there. You keep talking for a second, Wilbur. I'll just see what he's saying.
Well, and I think this is going to be a great show, in my opinion. We're going to have, we're going to hear the future of British Speedway, hear what their stories are, what their plans are in racing and life in general. I mean, Jerry and I have been putting in a lot of work to, make this happen. So I'm excited to see what these guys has come up with. So everyone comment below where you're watching from. Maybe some questions for the riders. What do you guys want to hear? I mean, you guys are going to be a big part of, helping us decide who really deserves and wins this box. So, yeah, I mean, Jerry, do you think we're about ready to almost introduce the first rider?
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll play the
intro first. Sorry
about that. Intro to the show. Yes. Here we go. There we go. There's the intro. So we're getting straight into the show. Put in the comments any questions you have for any of the boys. We've now got, I think most of them are here. There's, I think, 3 that haven't been in touch whatsoever today, which is a little bit worrying. But I think all the boys
other
that are on so far, yeah, they're all here and they're all raring to go. We've been having a little chat with them just before. So. Yeah, I just want to say before we start, where is it? Over? No, that way.
Up there, right there.
Why is it?
There you go. Up that way. There you go.
Over there.
There you go.
There we go. SP2A Speedway, Ian Jordan, thanks very much for all of your help. He's a massive help with the Speedway Chat Show, with this project as well, with the bike giveaway, Ian donated a bike and he's also doing lots more to help these young riders. He's very passionate about Speedway, but also bringing on the youth Speedway riders. So thanks very much to Ian. And we actually will hear from Ian later on in the show. He's coming on to talk about his part in what's going on. So shall we bring on the
first contestant?
First contestant is Jordan Jenkins. Hey, Jordan, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you, Joe. How are you?
Pretty good. How was your Christmas? First question.
It was good. It wasn't quite the same, but take what we can in this tough time. But yeah, the other side of the new year season.
There you go, Charlton. Was you naughty or nice? Did you get good Christmas presents? That's the main thing, isn't it?
few Lynx box sets, but that's to be expected, isn't it, man? Some clothes. Yeah, it's a nice Christmas fair. Spent it with nice people. Yeah, it was good.
Cool. And so, can you just like introduce yourself? Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, because maybe not everyone's seen you ride or whatever. But just tell us who you are, where you're from, where you've been riding.
What's your goals?
What's your goals? And just tell us a bit about yourself.
So yeah, obviously my name's Jordan Jenkins. I'm based in Norwich, right out the way of everyone else, and I was lined up to ride for Kent Kings at Kent Royals, in the National League, and our Bears Championship for 2020, and now moving on to 2021. I think my goals for this year were to make it the season that I haven't actually done anything similar before, like moving up to Championship, getting to the top of the National League, knowing where I should be before having previous injuries. And yeah, I've had the time to kind of think about what I want to do and get myself in the right mindset. And now moving into 2021, I'm in a lot better place and to make, I don't know, hopefully the dreams come true.
Cool.
Perfect.
And you said about injuries. What injuries have you had?
In May 2018, I broke L1, 2, and 3 on my back, and that set me out for 3 months. I come back and I was doing okay. I probably wasn't in the best mindset for it. Probably rushed it a little bit, and then October, when I was at Eastbourne in I think it was the Knockout Cup playoffs or Knockout Cup final, I had another crash and I crushed my right foot, and that was a hard one to get over. And then this year, just through walking around and doing my day-to-day jobs, it re-broke itself through stress and from where it hadn't healed properly before. So I guess it's kind of a godsend that the season got postponed, because I've been hobbling around and busy trying to get it fixed, and everything's taking a little bit longer due to COVID. But I think we're finally there now, and with all the different appointments that I'm getting, we should be good to go.
For sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Go,
Robert.
Well, it's cool to hear that you're already, overcoming injuries and stuff like that. It's a bummer that it's happening, but at least, you're going through there and you're putting into the work to, get back to 100%. And what does it really take to get back to 100% after having those type of injuries? I mean, is it more mental for you? Is it physically tough? I mean, I've gone through a couple of injuries myself, and, watching my dad through the years, it's a ball to see. It's like, you show that, through your career, you have to go through stuff like that, and you live, you watch, and you learn.
Yeah, that's it. I guess before I broke my back, I'd never actually had real injuries as such, probably like a layoff after smacking my head or something like that. But doing my back was probably the worst for me, just because it could have gone either way. Like, I was lucky in the sense that I didn't have to have an operation. So my recovery period was like over half what it would have been if I had to have an operation. So yeah, definitely more mental than physical, because as I say, it was so close to being either way, and especially being a 15-year-old kid, just got my whole career ahead of me, and knowing that my back's never going to be the same. But you got to kind of put that to the back of your head, because I know that I want to be a speedway rider and not sat behind a desk doing, I don't know, admin work or something like that. So yeah, I know what I want to do and who I want to be. So I think this year's given me the time to reflect on that, having to go and do a normal 9-to-5 job, I guess. But yeah, obviously I'm in the game to win it, I guess.
Awesome.
For sure.
Well, let's say we bring on the next rider.
Yeah, cool. So we'll drop you out and then just stay in the background, and if we we'll hopefully get you all on at the same time towards the end of the show. Cheers. Right, so the next rider in the lineup is Mason Watson. Hey Mason, how are you?
How you doing? Not bad, thanks. Yourself?
Is there a massive delay because you're really far up north?
What's that? Sorry, you kind of broke up a bit there.
I said because you're really north, is there a massive delay because it's further to go?
Oh, I think so, yeah. It's taking a bit of a while to get up here.
How are you? How's your Christmas been?
Yeah, it was good, thanks. It was quiet, but yeah, it was nice.
Cool.
Just sure.
For the people that don't know who you are, can you just explain who you are, how old you are, where you've been racing, and sort of what's your goals for 2021?
Well, Mason Watson. I'm a 20-year-old from Berwick upon Tweed. I've been riding for I think just over 2 years now. So my goals are just to make it pretty much professional and make it my job to do Speedway.
Cool.
That's awesome. So in your opinion, why do you think you deserve the bike in general? I mean, it's hard to say. You can be like, oh well, this and that, but I mean, it's cool that you've gone through the process now, and you're here. You want to win, and you want to be the winner of this bike. So explain to everyone here. I mean, like what you go through. I mean, what you put every week. What kind of work you put in your gym, nutrition, stuff like that. What do you do?
Well, I've been hitting the gym 3 and 4 times a week at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then a bit of mountain biking and some motocross as well in the off season. So just to get me in shape for the Speedway. But yeah, it'd be good to win
cool.
the bike. Just I haven't really done the speed sport that long.
And so what year did you start racing?
Well, I started racing this March 2019. So I haven't really been much racing in.
That's not much at all. Wow. And so you've only really done one full season then, because I mean this year hasn't really been a good season. Yeah. Wow, that's quite crazy. Did you just start out straight on the 500?
Yeah, you'd have been 18.
Yeah, I had a shot up at Duns at the training track. I think it was about August 2018, just on a hire bike up there. So it was just straight on the 500.
And did you have any motorbike experience before that, or have you just jumped straight into Speedway?
I used to race motocross. I raced motocross from I think I was about 12 or something.
Okay.
Right up until just before I started the Speedway.
Oh wow.
There's a lot of good Speedway riders that come from a motocross background. Craig Cook was riding motocross. I think the Worrells, I think they were riding motocross, and
and Bewley as well.
Okay, yeah.
And Bewley hauls ass on a motocross bike. Whew.
Does it? I'm not saying.
Yeah, he's a good rider. He's good on anything, I think.
Honestly,
he's not bad on the Speedway bike either. Okay, cool. So I'm going to drop you out. And we'll
drop you out now. It was cool to hear your story, and it's weird to. It's not weird, but I mean it's odd to see riders come in from only a couple years experience, and I mean you've been quite successful in the first couple of years here. So looking forward to see what 2021 holds.
Cool. We'll drop you out. We'll bring on the next guest.
No bother.
Oh, I just cut him off. I didn't mean to do
sweet.
that.
All right. Well, our third rider
is
Mr. Dan Gilbert.
There we go. Dan, how are you?
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Great.
Good.
So, Dan, for the people that don't know who you are, can you just tell everybody?
Yeah. So, so my name's Dan Jukes. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Northampton, and I ride for Kent Royals in the National League, and I ride for Kent Kings in the Championship. And obviously that was meant for 2020 season, but obviously it got cancelled, so it's now been transferred over to 2021. So yeah, I've from a young age, I haven't really had that much experience in terms of racing. I started Speedway when I was 10, but due to the fact that my mum and my dad have got full-time jobs, we chose to go down the practicing route instead of going straight into racing. So it's I haven't really got that much race experience compared to a lot of the other guys that I ride against, but I'm enjoying it and loving every minute I'm riding.
Cool. I heard I spoke to Rob Painter before, and his missus was saying that used to be at Coventry going, I want to be a Speedway rider, like way before you'd even like put your leg over a bike, and now you're actually
So
Smashing it.
I first started going to Coventry when I was 2, I think. A long story how it comes out, but I started going there, and from about the age of 5, I knew that I wanted to do speedway. I used to watch the mascot go around. At the time, it was someone called Richard Franklin. And we got friendly with them, and from a young age, I always wanted to ride for Coventry, which was, I was a bit disappointed when they when they shut down, because I really wanted to ride for them, but there's nothing I can do about that. But now I've always wanted to be a speed rider, and I've never really looked back since then. I've always wanted to be a speed rider and make that my full-time job, and give it everything I've got. And you can only do what you do at this age, and your life's not that long, so you've got to make the most out of it while you can, and give it your all.
Yeah, for sure. We spoke the other day about like what you're up to with your training and stuff like that. You're already doing quite a lot of the things that we're sort of asking of the riders, nutrition and training and stuff. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about that? Just
Yeah. It's hard to fit training in around a full-time job, in which I've got since coronavirus, the lockdown. So I picked up a job during then, and it does get hard to fit multiple training sessions in a week around that. But it's all about willpower and hard work, and trying to fit a diet around work, and making sure you get enough calories in, and your fats and your carbohydrates. It can be hard, and it's all about your recovery times, and how much sleep you get. And there's a lot that goes into being able to fit stuff around your work. But there's 24 hours in a day, and you sleep for 8 of them, so leaves you plenty of time to do the stuff that you want to do in a day.
Sure. And what is it you're doing for work?
So I work in a window manufacturer. So we make the windows, and then sometimes I'll be out fitting. So I'll be on a at someone's house fitting windows, and then but majority of time I'm in the factory. So I start at 7:30 and I finish at 4 o'clock. So yeah, it's hard to fit everything around that, but like I said, it's 24 hours in a day, and you've got to make the most out of them.
So how many years have you been doing this now?
Working or speedway?
Working.
So as soon as I left school, I started working, but then because of speedway at the time, because it was so, I had a job from like when I finished school in year 11, which was 2018. I picked up a job, did that, and then obviously rode National League. And then very early into my first National League meeting, I broke my pelvis, which put me out for 9 weeks. So, my actual experience in National League is very low. I only managed to complete 12 National League meetings. There was a few other challenge matches in that as well, but 12 actual league meetings, there was a lot more. I think that that year we were meant to have done about 40 to 50 meetings. I think that's what Kent, Kent's fixture list. So to only have participated in 12 league meetings was not ideal, but it was all good. And then obviously with what happened with coronavirus, the season got cancelled. So yeah, I've obviously started work full time since when lockdown happened to now really. And my boss is really good, and like during the time that we were allowed to get back on the bike, and with a few trap days being in the midweek, then he let me have the time off, and I just have to make it up on the weekends and things like that. So no, he's really good like that. But it's just trying to fit everything around it really.
That's awesome. It's cool to hear your story, and they put in the work that you do. I mean, what type of gym workouts do you do? What do you focus on your weight, diet, nutrition?
I don't go to a gym.
He lifts windows.
Well, so I have I have a basic turbo trainer like my dad picked up about 10 years ago. So we've literally had that same turbo trainer for like I said 10 years, and we've got that, and then you just have to for runs, and strength workout, and you're just trying to do everything I can on a budget really, because coming from obviously a working class background where my mum and dad have both a full-time work, and everything that we earn goes back into speedway, so it doesn't let us have let me have a lot of the time to go to the gym and things like that. It's just I have the time that I've got, and I can't be wasting time traveling to go to a gym and things like that. Just got to do it at my home and make the most out of what I've got. And I'm doing good, and I'm feeling good. And it's like I said, you mentioned about the weight, and obviously being a tall rider, so I'm 6 foot. So a lot. Obviously, being a tall guy, you need to keep your weight down, and that's something that is definitely quite hard at times, especially during a season when you've got so many meetings. But it's obviously you just have to work hard, and like I said, put in the work, and eating the right foods is very important as well, because I can't get away with carrying an extra few kilos or a percentage of body fat. I have to be very low to to compete with the smaller guys that weigh about as much as my right toe. So to be obviously on there racing on that level, you have to be fit and light. So that's what I work on, really.
That's awesome. Well, it's great to hear your story, and we'll bring it back on at the end of the show. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, speak to you in a second, mate. So the next candidate is Nathan Ablett. I think I pronounced his name right. Nathan, is that how you pronounce your name?
Yeah, good.
Are you having problems with the audio as well? Is it a little bit delayed?
It's not too bad.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll start off. Introduce yourself and what you do, where you come from, and goals and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm Nathan. I'm 16 from East Sussex, and yeah, my aims for this year for last year really was I signed for Mildenhall in the National League, and I really just wanted to get a good season under my belt there. It was meant to be my second year, and yeah, I really wanted to have a good year there and sort of establish myself in there, and as well as sign for Eastbourne Eagles in the Championship and I'm now asset to them. So I was looking to get a couple of rides Championship, hopefully try and prove myself in there, really.
That's awesome. What type of workouts and staying fit during this weird off season as well? What type what are you doing? What are you focusing on? Food wise, nutrition wise. Is there a certain subject you focus on? Balance, coordination. What do you do?
Yeah, it's obviously it's been tough recently through the coronavirus because all gyms and stuff have been shut. So been doing as much as I can, trying to keep fit, being out on my bike, and managed to set up got some equipment really at my house that I can use as a sort of a mini gym, keep myself fit. So yeah, it's really trying to keep up my general fitness. I've been trying to burn a bit more weight, get as low as I can, as as I said before, every little kilo or percentage of body fat I could burn, and it's going to help me. So yeah, I've been trying to do that.
Oh, that's awesome. It's great to hear. What people do you want to thank? I mean, who has helped you through this whole journey and career so far to get where you are right now?
I think the main person that I need to thank is my dad. He's the one who, from a young age, he's done everything for me, and he's done every penny we can lay our hands on. He goes back into my race, and he got me into it, and yeah, still to this day, he's the main person behind and helping me. Obviously, I've got my sponsors along the way who've helped me massively, and again, without them, where we are now, it wouldn't be possible. So yeah, there's a lot of people that I think go unnoticed and behind the scenes that it would really massive impact on my career.
Well, that's really awesome. It's great to hear. Jez, any other questions?
No, I'm just trying to sort out. One of the other riders is having problems with his camera at the second. It's working now.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. So how long have you been riding, Nathan? Sorry, I've been distracted trying to do other things.
started on like a little PW50 when I was about 4 or 5, I think. Just riding around at Eastbourne. So yeah, pretty much since then, and yeah, about just over 10 now, really.
What was that? The signal went for me. Sorry, just over 10 years. Did you say?
Yeah. As I said, had a little PW50 by the time I was about 5. So yeah, about just over 10 years now.
Okay, cool. And what would it mean for you to? I mean, the trip to America, going and having a day riding with Greg Hancock 1-on-1 is a decent enough prize on its own, but also the bike. What would it mean to you to win that? How do you think it's going to help you?
Yeah, you know, the trip to America would be, I think it'd be huge for any rider. You know, what we could learn out there and the experience that it would give us. You know, obviously learning off someone like who's one of the best riders that we've pretty much ever seen. And as you said, the bike again to anyone is going to be such a huge help to me and family. You know, it means so much because it means we can focus the money that we do have on other parts of my racing. You know, all the money we got goes into my bike and my equipment. So yeah, it'd be massive.
Cool.
For sure.
Yeah, and obviously at the moment, you know, when we spoke about this trip to America, we wasn't in the situation we're in now with everyone going back into lockdown, and hopefully that's going to change, and we're going to be in a better position, and we can make that trip happen. You know, and if we can't, you know, then we'll I'm sure Greg will still honour that, and we'll just maybe wait until he's in Europe, and we'll go and do it somewhere in Europe. But yeah, let's hope we can get out to America, because I think that's such a cool element that, you know, some riders, even most of the Grand Prix riders today, haven't had that opportunity to go and ride in America. So for you guys to get some riding out there, I think would be pretty cool.
For sure, it's rad.
Yeah, definitely.
It's rad.
It's rad.
How good is
All
it?
Right. Oh, it's radical. One of these. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I turned down a chance to go snowboarding today for the chat show. So you should all be very thankful you guys have me on the show. Jerry said I look like I'm a fool for doing that. But you know what? Speedway's the life, dude.
Here it is. So thanks, Nathan. I'll just drop you into the backstage, and you know, we'll speak to you towards the end of the show. There we go. And so, so the next guest, I know this kid personally. He's a complete pain in the ass. No, I'm joking. He's all right. He's little Ben Trigger. How are you, Ben?
I'm good, thank you. You?
I'm pretty good. So, so Ben was the mascot at Plymouth, which is my local track. And I've had Ben in the pits asking riders questions, and you know, like how to pull chicks was one of them. And Ben got all of the Plymouth riders to answer how what tips would you have on pulling chicks? I think it was, wasn't it?
There was a few different questions in there, and then obviously you had the public send in questions for me to ask, which we've got a few mixed responses, but you know.
Yeah. So how was Christmas for you, Ben?
It was good. Obviously, we didn't see like the people we normally would, and like giving sponsors stuff, like for like saying for thank you for helping us this year, but you know, we do the best we can. So
yeah, for sure. And just lost what I was going to say then. So introduce yourself. Ben is actually only 14 years old. So he's the youngest rider out of all of them, but he actually turns 15 in May. So so we thought, well, bugger it, we'll let him go in as well. If he's willing to put in the time and effort to win this bike, then whoever puts in the effort, then they deserve a chance, I think. So
I
Ben
thought Carl was gonna get into my little brother. He's like 7. I thought he was gonna nominate or get in to win the bike as well.
But Ben was one of the first people to contact us and was like, "Yeah, I'm keen. What do I need to do?" So I think that deserves giving him the opportunity just on that alone. So Ben, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where you ride, where you live, what you and your dad get up to, all the traveling you've done in the last couple of years. It's been a pretty impressive feat, mainly funded just by dad, eh?
Yeah. So I'm 14, as Joe said. I'm from Plymouth, so I'm at the very bottom of the country. I was riding the 125 this year, but I transitioned into riding the 500, so I've been getting comfortable in that. But last year we signed for Glasgow, and we were traveling up and back to Glasgow on Fridays, which is 8 hours up and 8 hours back. So we got some pretty late nights then and early mornings. But this year we were supposed to ride for Newcastle, but obviously with the season not getting underway, we didn't get to ride. So we got a few practices and a few amateur meetings at Scunthorpe and Redcar, which I felt I was getting a lot better. And obviously we got some training sessions with like Jason Crump and Ollie Allen. And we just kind of been improving on the 500 and trying to get better and trying to like compete with the bigger boys. So
yeah. So in the last couple of years as well, so I know Ben's dad from years and years ago, nearly 20 years ago at Exeter, when he used to mechanic for Mark Simmons, and Lee he has a normal job, he works a full-time job, and when he's not working, he literally is traveling the lengths of the country to get Ben racing. And even did you go to Torren?
We went to Torren in
2019.
2019. That was for the Europeans. And like you see it on the TV and it looks huge. And then we turned up to the stadium and I'm like, doesn't look that big from the outside. Then you walk in, you're like, whoa, like seats everywhere, like. And obviously then we were looking at like all the other, like on the race day and practice day and like all the other, what do you call them? The other nations, like all their setups and how they're preparing different to the Brits and stuff. So we did that in 2019, and then we got asked to do Pilsen this year in Czech, which was a lot better because last year I finished 15th, I think, overall. Whereas this year I improved and I finished 7th overall. So it was a massive learning experience there as well. It was like huge straights and long tracking basically.
Cool. And you like going fast then?
Yeah. And I used to ride motocross, but like we used to do both. But me and Dad had a decision last year. I think we made it, and we were like, "What do we want to do? Do you want to do speedway or motocross?" And I was like, I like speedway more because I find it more exhilarating. So I was like, I like the speed more, and it's like, and obviously Dad grew up with it, so I was like, I like speedway and I want to do well in it. So we pressed on with that, and now we're here.
Cool.
That's rad. It's cool to hear your story, dude. I know you've messaged me before and stuff like that. You've been going great, and it's awesome to see riders like you coming on, giving it a go, and it's awesome to hear from you and hear your story as well. So I mean, for you, do you focus on nutrition, working out? I mean, you showed us your guns already. They're looking solid. No, but I mean, who do you look up to as well? I mean, who do you want to be like?
Yeah, well, obviously with my age, I'm not allowed in the gyms because like there's like I don't know like health and safety or whatever. So I've been trying to use the school ones, but obviously with the COVID and the schools weren't open, and then like they weren't allowed to use it because like of all the like germs or what like all the thing. So I've been trying to like work around that. So I've been going out on like my push bike and stuff with my mates, like going in woods and jumps and like just trying to improve on like like just balance and like all that. So we've been getting fitness in that way, and then obviously trying to do the maximum like prep for next year now, because like this year, although we did get some riding in, I think we could have done a lot more. But obviously next year we can improve on that and we'll go even harder. So
Cool. And well, I was just going to say something else then, but no, I think we'll jump in and we'll get the last guy on.
I believe once we get everyone on at the end, we're going to do a fast 30-second question, just rapid random questions. So it'd be interesting to do too.
Cool. Right, Ben, we'll speak to you in a sec. Here we go.
Cut him off, Jerry. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sick of him. I've heard him speaking so many times before.
All right. Well, I can't say it's he's last but not the least, that's for sure. Mr. Archie Freeman.
Hey Archie, how are you?
All right. Yeah, I'm good. How's you?
Yeah, good. So we haven't had any pre-talk with Archie. He's literally came in after we went live. So hopefully it's all going to work fine and we're going to be able to hear him perfectly, which I think we can. So how was your Christmas, bud? Good?
Yeah, Christmas was good. Obviously, I've got parents on together, so bouncing between houses to see both of them and check up on them. But yeah, it was good.
Cool. Did you get anything good?
Just clothes, really. Not much more.
That's all right. Sweet. So can you tell everybody, like everybody else, just let everybody know who you are, how old you are, where you live, who you're racing for. Just tell us who Archie Freeman is.
Well, obviously, I'm Archie Freeman. I'm 16. I'm from Newcastle, born and bred. I'll be riding for Newcastle next year. I've just signed as an asset for them as well, which is great. Obviously, a local lad riding for the local club. Good. But yeah, obviously plan on bigger things next year, getting the body, potentially moving up into the main.
Oh, this is not good.
Try and
we may have lost. We lost your signal then for a second, bud. So go back to you as local boy riding for a local club was pretty much where I got up to.
All right. So yeah, that would obviously quite a good thing to see. But gym wise, I'm at the gym 3 or 4 days a week, working on cardio and mainly my upper body, because I feel like they're the areas I need to improve on. But yeah, basically, that's all.
Cool. And what's your plans for 2021?
2021, I plan on obviously getting up into the main body, improving, and that's all really I can do right now, obviously, because my age. So all the aims right now is just to improve and get better.
Cool. I've spoken to a few people, and your name has come up quite a lot of people who deserve this opportunity to, get a bike and things like that. A lot of people are behind you, bud. I spoke to Rory Schlein was one of them. Before I mentioned any names, he actually mentioned your name and said we should get you on board. So you got to. And he's not the only person, but there's a lot of people that are backing you, which is good. So what's the situation with bikes and things like that? Are you got your bikes ready for next season already?
Well, yeah, bikes are all prepped. Unfortunately, I don't own a full bike yet, which is quite a shock. One of my best friend's closest sponsors, Colin Poole. He's lending us 2 carbs and a full bike, which is absolutely brilliant of him. So there's still things I need to get for the new season, but hopefully now I'm 16, I can get myself a little job to help my parents.
Yeah, for sure. So you're 16 at the moment?
Yeah, turned 16 last month, 29th of November.
Cool. Happy days.
Nice.
So so you'll start the season with 2 bikes then?
Oh yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So a 3rd bike would be a would be a massive help.
Oh god, yeah, super help.
And what would it mean if we get this trip and we get to go out to America and ride with Greg? What would that mean to you?
That would be brilliant. I've met Greg before at Cardiff for the Speedway Academy with Pool Tech, and I think I made a good impression there. So hopefully I can make a good impression over America. Fingers crossed.
Let's hope so. Someone's just sent a message saying someone's trying to scam money on here, mate. Who's trying to scam money? No. Somebody.
All right.
Somebody in the comments.
I think Archie is.
No, not you. 2 seconds. I can block people.
Herbert Cecil, I think his name is.
Okay, let's just block that user. Delete his comment. Don't know who Herbert is. There we go. Got rid of that guy. Oh, Leon Flint is on.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. There we go. So we've got rid of that person there.
All right. Well.
So, right. Let's get everybody. In fact, should we get Ian on?
Yeah, let's get Ian on.
Right, Archie, we're going to drop you out, and then just stay in the background, and we'll bring Ian Jordan on for a quick chat. So we'll switch you in a second, bud. There we go. He's gone out of there. Right. So this is Ian Jordan. How are you, Ian? You good?
Fine, thanks, Jerry. Don't ask me how old I am or about my nutrition, please.
Okay. Have you got any advice on how to pull chicks for Ben Trigger?
Oh, loads. Next time I see Ben at Plymouth, we'll spend a few hours. Yeah. I did have hair in those days, though, you know.
Yeah, we've seen those photos too.
I know you.
So I just want to say a massive thanks to Ian. Ian's helped our show right from pretty much from the very beginning with some money towards advertising to get the show out to as many people as we possibly can. So much of our success has been down to Ian's generosity. We were speaking a couple of months ago, and I said I'd really like to do this idea of giving away a bike, and Ian came back to me and said, I've got a bike, we can make this happen, and he donated the bike that we have. So, we've got a starting point to work with this, and the idea has just grown from there. So, Ian, tell us a little bit about SP2A Speedway to start with.
Well, SP2A stands for Speculate to Accumulate. It's I actually retired about 10 years ago, or tried to. Got bored and set up a sports analyst business. I'd always had an interest in sort of figures and statistics, and set up a business to sort of provide analysis for professional horse racing punters, and also for some trainers to help them place their horses in the best possible races. And that sort of trundled along for about 7 years. I've been involved. I'd been a very poor speedway rider, training school level in the late 70s, early 80s, and kind of fell out. Just watched the sport on TV for best part of 35 years, but didn't really go. And it was funny because every time I went shopping with my partner Chris to Sainsbury's, I used to get so bored and annoy her so much. She used to say, "You'll go and read some magazines while I go around." And I just used to stand there every week and read the Speedway Star. And I sort of
You tight ass. So you didn't pay for it. You just read it at the supermarket.
Oh, I just read it. Yeah, based on what she was buying, I couldn't afford to buy a magazine. And I'd always had an affinity with Eastbourne. And I started reading about this kid there called Tom Brennan, who was after some sponsorship for his race suit. Contacted the then commercial manager at Eastbourne, started to sponsor Tom. There was an amazing coincidence was that Tom's dad actually was a horse racing trainer, and his mom Sarah very much involved with horses, and it kind of came on from there. But one of my horse racing tipsters, David, he and his brother were big Wolverhampton Speedway fans, and in 2017 we launched SP2A Speedway, basically to do analysis and tipping on the Speedway Grand Prix, which we did for 17, 18 and 19, and did very well. And that kind of morphed, that became SP2A Speedway. So there was a natural kind of website and logo there for when I got back involved with Speedway at Eastbourne to start sort of sponsoring and helping riders, which was in 2018.
Cool. So now, so what you've got doing is helping the youth of the sport, pretty much.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And there's another element to your help with this project. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about that?
Well, in terms of the bike and all of the other.
So the bike, and then the other thing that you were saying about
a couple of years ago, I bought a couple of Speedway bikes off Kelsey Dugard. And the plan was to use them, one at Eastbourne and one at Plymouth as community bikes. And when you kind of started talking to me about this project, I thought, well, I've got two bikes there, not really doing very much. And I just kind of thought, well, we used the one at Plymouth. Tom came down and rode it a few times, and Sam Morecambe came and, a motocross guy from Plymouth came and rode it. So we knew it was quite decent. So basically thought, well, give the bike to Speedway Chat Show to use as a bike for the project that you've got planned. And then obviously from there kind of morph the idea that you'd start with the bike, but you'd take bits off the bike and get new bits, much better quality bits onto the bike. So at the end of the project, you've got effectively a very good competitive bike to give the winner of the competition.
Yeah, we want to go for as close to new as we possibly can, but if we struggle to get some wheels or something like that, then we've got the bike there to do that. I spoke with Ian earlier today, so I spoke to the owner from GM Engines a couple of weeks ago now, and they've agreed to give us an engine kit for less than what it actually costs them to make it. So they're going to help with this bike build. So we've got to generate some money towards that. And we was chatting just earlier about maybe raffling the engine that we've got off, so somebody could win that engine. Even the people who watch the show could even put in some money, because you could then pass on that generosity to a rider of your choice. But yeah, we're looking. The engine's just been serviced recently. It's not been ridden since service, has it, Ian?
No, it's had a complete service in the summer, and Gary Andrews is as a top guy's given it the once over, and it's it's good to go.
Cool. So yeah, we'll be looking in the next few weeks to sort of maybe raffle that engine off to get the money towards this new engine, and then Ashley Holloway from Ashtec has agreed to supply parts of his own, so his proper race parts, which some of the top boys are on, which will go into that engine, and then he's going to build the engine, and hopefully we'll be able to get over to Poland and film the process of him building the engine and going through what's involved. And Ashley's doing all of that for free. So also thanks to Ashtec. I know he's watching. He just sent me a text message a minute ago. But then the engine alone will be worth nearly €6,000, which is going to be good for all of the boys. And then we'll be working through the rest of the bike. We're speaking with Joe Hughes International, who's we're working through and trying to find as much of the bike as we possibly can to be donated by different brands and stuff like that as well. So yeah, we're looking to raffle it. But yeah, I mean, so thanks, Ian, for everything that you are doing, continue to do.
There's obviously the other bits we talked about as well, Jerry. I don't know if you want me to mention them.
Which bits was that?
About the training sessions and the practices.
Oh, yeah. Did we not say about that? Yeah, go for that.
No,
that's the bit that I was. Yeah. that was the bit that I was hoping we was going to talk about.
Spent so much time in Sainsbury's, I think. Obviously, I'm director of Eastbourne Speedway and also involved on the commercial side and with the events stadium project at Plymouth. So got access to those two tracks. So any of the lads on the project for the foreseeable future, because we don't know how soon practice and training can start, for the foreseeable future, if they want to come anytime to Plymouth or to Eastbourne to practice, SP2A Speedway will cover the kind of normal fees which they pay for a practice session at any of the tracks at stage practices, which is normally 40-50 quid a day. And what we've also talked about is the possibility, when it's safe to do so, when we're either in no tiers at all or in tier 2 or something a lot safer than 3 and 4, is to try and organise a day or a weekend at Plymouth or Eastbourne where we can get all the lads together and have a proper training day with them, and we'll try and get some. I know you've got access, Jerry, to some of the the very best riders in the world, but if we're at Eastbourne as an example, we can get really top guys like Louis Kerr, Richard Lawson, Eddie Kennett to sort of come along and give them all of the help and assistance that they can, which is all part of the SP2A Speedway backing for the great project that you've got.
Cheers.
For sure.
I've just seen there's a message here from Ashtec saying that's cheap. So if I got that pricing wrong for that engine, please correct me. But I thought that was what it was. Yeah. Thanks, Ian. The whole thing's just getting better and better, I feel, for these boys, and like the opportunity to go and race, but practice.
I think there's one other thing we did discuss, Jerry, that it strikes me that Archie and Mason in particular are a long way away from Plymouth or Eastbourne. So what I'd be more than happy to do with those lads is that if they want a few training sessions at Redcar or Scunthorpe, if it's easier for them to go there, SP2A Speedway would be more than happy to cover the cost for a couple of those sessions as well for them if they can't get right down to the southwest or the southeast. That seems only fair.
That'd be awesome. Ian, you're a superstar.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wilbur.
All right, Ian, thanks very much. I'll just put you backstage, and then I'm going to bring on all of the riders, and we'll have a little chat with them as we go out. Right. So let's get everybody on. Let's get on like that. How are you, boys? You're good?
Yeah, all good, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
All good.
We're good.
So, is there anything else you guys want to ask or say before we finish the show? All go at once. They're a talkative bunch, aren't they?
I
I've
just
been
want to say
having.
thank you to Ian and all that for like actually helping us like get the bike ready, and like obviously you and Wilbur for actually making this possible and actually like helping us get further in our career.
No worries, Ben.
No worries.
Absolutely no worries at all. But yeah, we'll try and get conversations going between all of us, and we've got a little group going which has all of these riders all in a group on Facebook, so we can all chat between each other and pretty much from the first, which is Friday. As of the first, then it's sort of all go for these guys. We want to see what they're going to do. Archie's just disappeared. That was a magic trick. We want to see what you guys can do, and it is completely down to you. You know, we're not saying this is the model that you need to do, because everybody is different. But you're going to be watched for if you, I don't know, run some sort of charity event or whatever it is that you do that's going to get more exposure for Speedway, for yourself, and just show you in the best light. Then there's all things that are gonna help. So really excited about this project. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a load of filming that we want to do. That I'll if we can get to a training session, we'll do a training session where all of you will ride together. I'm going to turn up with every camera, 360 camera, drones, FPV drones, everything that we've possibly got, and we're going to make some cool shit and sort of show Speedway how it should look, and hopefully you guys are going to be pushing that. So let's see if we can make a mark in making Speedway great again.
That's for sure. We need to make some of those hats, even though Trump's out of office now.
Let's make Speedway great again. All right, boys. Let's just give it a couple more minutes. Is there anybody at all who has any questions for any of the boys?
Anyone got a New Year's resolution?
Oh yeah, who's got a New Year's resolution?
Have you?
Don't really set any. Kind of forget about them after a while.
Building them guns even more.
No, all you boys, I've been getting text messages from all sorts of people all throughout the show saying, "Oh, that guy's good," and this, that, and the other. And I'm not going to give any of you a big head on who it was, but this is cool. So let's leave it there.
I like Chelsea's question.
What's that?
Who's your favourite, Jerry, Willie, or Chelsea?
Well, obviously
Willie.
Hey, what?
Wait, I can't vote for myself.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Okay, guys. So let's shoot and let's keep in touch, and we'll hopefully make some good content for Speedway. Speak soon.
Sounds good.
Peace.
Thank you.
Yep.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Travellers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.